Good afternoon, everyone. And the title for today is a bit of a bold statement, but we have to talk about it. Don't go university in 2026. These are some of the reasons I've put down and really thought about, and I'm going to kind of use some of my initiative as well on why I think university in 2026 and beyond can be seen as pointless, useless, and it's kind of a waste of time if you really think about it. Again, there is some good things about going to university. Obviously, you can explore a different location or city, I should say. You can hopefully meet some new potential friends, i.e., networking. But those two are the only more or less reasons to probably go university. And obviously, yeah, your career course, I should say. But due to AI and the way the career kind of story arc, if you want to call it, is changed, I'll be very considerate on what your choices are going to be in for 2026. So, let me read out some of the points. So, with lectures overall and the type of learning that students do, it can be seen as outdated. And again, this does depend on the actual subject that is learned throughout the university curriculum. So really be thinking about on what course you're going to be doing. Let's just say if you are going to go to university, is the knowledge going to be useful in 2026 and beyond? That's what you really got to be thinking for, yeah? Also, a degree is often proof, only proof that you've paid, basically. And obviously, you got to wait 3 to 4 years for that to happen. And when that's happening, that's 3 to 4 years of no real income, no real experience for the actual student. And I generally believe if you're at that age, I would definitely recommend seeing if you can I know I mentioned about the job market, but I would rather you, and this is again my personal opinion, because of the way the world is going and AI and the job market, I would rather you have an apprenticeship. In England, we call it an apprenticeship, because I feel like in apprenticeship you're going to have best of kind of, not the best of both worlds, but you're having experience and you're getting paid. So whereas uni, you're just learning, but it depends on what you're learning. You're just learning old knowledge that can't be used, or is it old knowledge because you've got to learn it for a test? Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the other points. So many courses that obviously require, an essay, an exam, basically means that you're only tested. Again, it kind of goes to some other point. You're only getting tested with old knowledge, really, and you're having an exam and test to see if you can pass an old exam. Again, it's not always the case. It can obviously sometimes. I don't know how uni is, but obviously you're gonna have to update the curriculum and stuff like that. But it's just things to be thinking about, yeah. And when I look at AI, I mean, with the stuff I just mentioned, AI can give you continuous new knowledge every day. Yeah, you could argue, yeah, but Ash, some of the information is not that, correct. I'm like, okay, fair enough. That's a really good point. Maybe the AI just failed in some knowledge base, but then you could say the same thing with lecturers as well. Yeah, they have to teach a certain curriculum, but also they're not always going to get things right every time. And also, you got to look at it as a lecturer or professor. What are they actually doing for you as a student? Because all they do is really, and I'm being serious, all they do really is just like stand in front of a classroom, technically do a PowerPoint, obviously, or just talk, and that's it. You may as well go to 11 Labs. I'm kidding you not now. You could generally go to 11 Labs, go to ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, and just actually test this out. Literally say, I want to learn mathematics at a high level, but teach me in baby steps. You write that prompt out, you get the ChatGPT to give you an answer, probably give you a paragraph just to test it out. Put that into 11 Labs. Pick any voice accent you want, or even create your own voice accent that you actually generally like, and then boom, you've now got a technically you've got a little AI teacher there. And I'm just giving you an example off the top of my head, and I think that's going to be a new wave of learning. People are actually going to be learning through how they like to listen to people in different accents or tones. Because that's some YouTubers are just known for. They may have certain charisma, they may have a certain tone that the audience like. They may even have their own little story arc in their YouTube journey. And people generally like that more sometimes. But also, then it begs a question as well. And I'm starting to see stuff here on, social media and stuff. Is that what is even social media for now? Because I feel like most talking points, covering topics, etc. It's more or less the same thing, really. And it's almost like we're first in artificial intelligence, really. Okay. So you got a normal YouTuber like myself. Let's say you got me, and then you've got people. You've got people that are creating AI slop, if you want to call it. So, you got a person having AI cutting the moon. You got people doing fake Sora videos, as we've seen. I don't think people. Please listen to what I'm about to say. That is taken so much attention from what people used to do. And you know what? When I'm really thinking about it, it's really weird. It used to be the shorts of a famous person or celebrity. Now it's more like, oh, okay, I'm giving you step by step. So it's more like, okay, shorts, is streamers and etc. You still have it, but this is how I've seen it. So streamers, content creators, all that, have little shorts and YouTube podcasts, great. Then you had the era of like movie scenes in the shorts, people creating I like to call it the edit era, and some of the edit eras are really good. And then now you've got the AI edit era, I would like to say, or the AI creation era, where people are just creating AI slop or sometimes really good stuff, and that's taking the attention. The key thing is, I see normal content creators just getting replaced by AI slop. Because is attention really important now? I mean, yeah, of course, it's to, get business out there, sales and products, etc. But AI took in and I think I should have done this as a separate video. Actually, I'm going off the topic, but we'll go back to the Don't Go University. But we've taken attention from normal people. This is how AI is going to take over. But then it goes to another point as well. People who want to learn in a different way, i.e. don't go to university, they want to learn from sitting from home and teach themselves some new tricks, they could literally give them the thing that I just literally mentioned. Go to 11 Labs, use ChatGPT. In fact, get some information from people that they know that they've wrote down in their little textbook or anything. They took notes from this person, but they never got his voice or their voice. And they were like, you know what? I really liked what Joseph said to me. Joseph said some really good information. I'll tell you what, I probably won't see him again for the next 5 years, but I've took some notes on my pen and paper. I'm going to put this into ChatGPT, see if we can add a script into it even more. And then boom, I'm going to put it on 11 Labs. And then boom, Bob's your uncle. There you go. There you go. You've got now. In fact, furthermore, you could even put that on YouTube. Next thing you know, you're getting, hopefully getting monetized, and bang. But then I also see a shift, because if people don't go university also, I generally think that the generation now can't be bothered. I can see that really happening, because people, or the generation, are seeing, hold up a minute, Tom, Joseph are making money off just going online. Screw going to university. I'm going to see that. And remember, content is not for everyone. Content creation is not for everyone. Or even like editing and stuff like that, and video promotion, etc. It's not for everyone. Yeah? Anyway, we continue. Universities are slow, which I've already kind of mentioned. You can build job-ready skills directly. Now, what I mean by that, I think this is more for the apprenticeship level, and we call it in England. I don't know what people in America or Canada have, but people the best experience I think you're going to always have in life is hands-on experience. I don't think it's you sitting in a bloody lecturing hall and just listening to a person who is just teaching because he needs to pay his bills, or they need to pay their bills. And is a lecturer getting paid enough? And as you know, and I'm not even disrespecting them in that sense, but I'm just saying, like, really be thinking, because times are getting hard. Times are getting hard. Which is also going to my next point, which is tuition and living cost. Guys, university, if you want the extra support as well for university, say if you want some tutors or something, or you want to pay for some online classes to learn a specific subject, then these things cost money. Rent in a new city as well. The food prices, Jesus, it's gone up. Everything's gone up. Now, if you told me, oh, Ash, say if university, sorry, say if AI came out 10 years ago, let's just say, for argument's sake, AI came out 10 years ago, and you said, oh, Ash, would you still go to university if AI was, 10 years ago? I'd be like, yeah, go to university, because you're going for the experience now. Do you understand? Experience, enjoy it, have some good times. You can tell some stories when you get old. But now, it's come to the point now where everything's just so bloody difficult. And we will move on to the solutions after this, guys. I do promise, but I want to just give you a template on why university. I generally believe it's not the best bet, especially if you've got age on your side as well. If you're in your 20s, I would be using your 20s right now to be just pushing through. Yeah? Anyway, let's continue. Let me just see what other points, just in case, because I may have mentioned certain points as well. This is a good one as well, actually. I kind of mentioned it before, but opportunity cost, i.e., you're going to be losing years of income and real life experiences to do 3 or 4 years, or even 5 years, depending on what you're actually doing, to be sitting in class to do tests and coursework. I don't even know if they call it coursework. You know what I mean. To get stressed, technically, for no reason, really. Because I don't think those tests or anything really prepare you for the real world, just in general. What is a test? It's just a test to see if you've actually really learned the knowledge that you was taught in a classroom, that God knows if you're going to be using it in real time. Yeah? We continue. Let me just see what else. Oh, yeah. Networking is not guaranteed. So I earlier mentioned about, people basically, going to university for the experience. But now, because the way people have actually changed during there's been so much events that's been going on, is networking really key with your peers that are also trying to obviously get a job and do best for themselves, which I will never ever not say don't do well for yourself and improve. Absolutely, I want people to be winning. I want people to improve their life, their situation. With the AI, I generally want people to win, but the way that the landscape, come on now, the way that the landscape has changed is ridiculous for everyone. It doesn't matter what city or country you're in, it has changed. There's a shift going on. I feel like a pastor now. Come on now. But no, there's literally a little shift that is happening. And I think, do you want to be... You know what this feels like? I can't believe... If people have watched Stranger Things, it feels like, holy shit, we found the bridge moment, if that makes sense. And I don't want to spoil... That should have been a spoiler alert. But... generally, it's kind of like the bridge moment. Like, all chaos has happened. The upside down, everything is just like, like, I'm trying to do sound effects, but that's the moment when you're like, oh, sugar. It is gone upside down, literally. And this is what I see the landscape in. You can't escape it as well. Yeah? Let's continue. See if so much points I did put. Yeah, I've mentioned that with university, done for scarce information. Done that most courses are slow. and teach outdated workflows. You see, this is the new, also with workflows. Workflows are going to be key to people's success. You know, and I'm going to use the creative. In fact, I saw something earlier on Facebook and it reminds me that I don't know why I've still got my Facebook account. But it said something about photographers. RIP photographers from 1834 to 2025, and say it was killed by AI. And I was like, bloody hell. Whoever posted that was kind of like, they're right, but they're not, but they're also right. It's like literally 50-50. Because I'm telling you now, let's just say if I was going to create... Oh, sorry there, guys. I hope that wasn't going on throughout this whole time. Anyway. So, I was saying... What was I saying now? I just lost my train of thought because the wires were just messed up there. So, what was I saying? I was saying that people who... Talking about photographers, that was it. I've got my train of thought back now, guys. So, photographers. If... It's a 50-50 because... One, if I had a product... and I was going to sell a product, let's say it's a tea, my new invention of Yorkshire tea, because I love my tea. And usually you would have to think getting the products out, getting some draft drawings, etc. of logo designs. There is so much people that you would have to contact, probably about 3 to 5 people at least, who do different skill sets in drawing, in promotion, in taking creative stuff, etc. Yeah. Now, I kid you not, guys, if I told you what I'm doing in the background, you'd be like, okay, I understand what he's trying to do. Because you've literally cut out the middlemen and women who used to be your photographer or videographer, who used to be your graphic designer, who used to be your voiceover artist. You're doing this with clicks of buttons. That's what's scary. Anyone and everyone has the chance of this AI. And I'm not saying, AI is going to completely take over, but it's going to be doing 80%. Just my personal view. It's going to, literally, AI is going to be the 80-20 rule. It's generally going to be the 80-20 rule. And that's what scares. That's what's scary. Let's continue. I think I've talked quite a bit on this and it's been 17 minutes. I want to go on to the solutions, but let me just check if I've got any more downsides of going to uni. I think the main ones are kind of said. Yeah, I think that's enough, actually. Yeah. Okay, so let's go on to the solutions. So, guys, solutions. I'm only going to give you the best ones, I think, from my list. So, get real experience fast. Internships, apprenticeships, volunteering, part-time. That's what I'll be doing. Build an AI learning plan. So in this, guys, for beginners, I'll be learning AI basics, prompting, workflows, automation. Those will be the key little things I'll be learning about right now. Learn the fundamentals of AI as well. Learn about data, problem solving. Also, this could be real world events as well. So learn how to communicate. Learn how to pitch. Use AI to practice your pitch ideas. Use AI to practice with communication. You can listen, on ChatGPT right now, guys, we've done this in previous videos where I pretended to ask ChatGPT to pretend to be like a little helper for me for interviews. It's not hard. And you can do this, i.e. voice note it, and it will give you a voice note back. I would show a demonstration, but guys, there is a little video, and I may just do that as a little video on itself as well. But these are the things you can be doing. I'll be trying to build a personal brand, even though I did mention before our people, basically, it's kind of a war zone in the content creation space. And it's a bit, you are also not just competing with content creation, you're competing with people that know how to use AI and are taking attention through doing cutting moon videos or funny Sora videos, or, you know, was it sheets, like doing different bed sheets, different anime superheroes, new invention. Guys, it's shifted. Yeah, it is totally shifted. But anyway, but you can still build a personal brand. But then I would even build a personal AI chatbot or AI storyteller. You can do so much, yeah? Because people generally just, I don't even think people like listening to real people anymore. I think that's another shift as well. Anyway, let's not even go into that. That's a whole different topic. What else? Practice interviews, I already mentioned that. Always have a backup path also. So even though if you're getting a job or anything like that, think of like a good trade as well, like an electrician. Yeah, I think that in fact those jobs are going to be really high demand. From what I've always said this, actually, I think electricians going to have really good amount of jobs. I've seen this throughout the YouTube space as well. So I would definitely get into it. I think personal. Oh, I did see something again. Funny enough, it was in Japan as well, where a man is. I'm going to cover that as well. A man was basically giving his time being silent to people, and he's earning about 8,000. So I think more personal services are going to be done, because that's a good example. People will pay someone to just, i.e., sit with them basically, and what he was getting paid for just to sit and being silent. You're telling me people ain't going to do that? Come on now. Obviously, you have to be careful, and I wouldn't recommend that. I'm just saying in general that we have to speak about things that sound stupid, but if it's making money, it's going to make sense. Yeah. I'll be avoiding debt. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll be avoiding debts. Try and be debt free as much as possible. Hence why going to university, getting debt for that, it's generally not worth it. Like, it's generally not worth. I'm trying to think, why would you get in debt for something that doesn't make, that's not really giving you an income that you wanted to go for in that career, that you chose university to pick that career, but the career job wasn't even open, so now you have to pick another little part-time job to pay off a debt for a university degree that you try to do. Nah, it doesn't make sense. It generally doesn't. Even I'm getting mind boggled there. I'm like, huh? Wait, really? Come on now. And guys, I think, oh, yes, I think this is important, but I'm kind of against these because I've went to so many of them, is networking events. And guys, it may be because of me, because I've just went to so many, like it's ridiculous. And the reason why I don't like networking events, because it's people just like yourself that are trying to make contacts. You don't have the big high up people there, if you really think about it. I could be wrong, maybe it's just my experience, but I've never really, every time I went to networking events, it's always the people trying to sell you something, or i.e. the person who organised it, they're trying to sell you a product. And then the people that are there are also trying to sell you or trying to make you a client. So yeah, business to business. But I just don't think the networking events work these days. I feel like you have to be a person of value. I feel like you have to be a person who knows his shit. Excuse my language. I think that's the only way you're actually gonna make some serious money. You definitely have to be a problem solver, or you just have to find, I would say, a lucky charm. I feel like you have to be in between to get something, or to be seen. That's the thing. Get in between to get seen. So if you're in between, let's just say AI and electricians, let's just say you're in between that. You know a bit of AI, but you know a bit of electricians, and you're in that field, or you're just about to go in that field. Somewhere you're bound to get either seen by the right person at the right time. I like to call it the ripple effect now, because I watched The Ripple on Netflix. Really good recommendation. And I feel like every time, or anything can happen, I should say, But if you're at the right place at the right time, which as humans we do not know, but I also do believe generally, the more you kind of venture out, the more you kind of go to that extra cafe or the extra shopping center, you may just bump into people that you probably will never see again, or you may probably meet different people that are very in tune in, i.e., the AI field or the electrician. And then you build a contact, you build networking. I generally believe that type of networking is way better than actually going to a networking event. I generally believe that. I generally believe, in fact, I think you'll see more down to earth people in, let's just say, a cafe, a city centre, library. I generally feel like you'll meet different unique people there than going to a networking event, which you know is going to be, they're either selling you a product or they're trying to make you a client. They're not really talking about, oh, how can we actually make money together? What does my business that will combine with your business? I don't know, like, let's solve each other's problems. That's a business in itself. And I know there's a business that, funny enough, I know there's a networking event that actually does that kind of scheme, but we'll leave that for another video. But yeah, that's how you guys gotta look at it. I think that's enough from me. And I kind of enjoy these little videos, giving more kind of my views on certain stuff, maybe off topics. It's very interesting. Do I want to do the editing route? I'd rather just talk for now, but I do want to plan that for 2026. I do want to change my content up definitely in 26 as well. So anyway, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe if you kind of like this content. Tell me what could be improved. I would love to hear. And yeah, that's it. Please keep safe. Look after yourself. And peace.